Let's start with the first speaker. As you have already noticed, with projector and on other premises, we in venues, so we like superheroes, superhumans, and robots very soon, I presume. But this person agreed for the second time to have this annual professor. He cannot be adequate. He is superhuman. He's one of the Avengers, I suppose, and his name is Denis Sudilkovsky. Thank you very much for this introduction. I like being superhuman, indeed. Let me try at least. Well, that's cool. Thank you very much. That's chamber-like. I cannot see, but I can hear you. My name is Denis, and I would like to talk to you about good designers, who they might be, where they breed, where they dwell, their habitat, and it all started with a story. My boss said, Denis, we have to talk coherently. So you understand that after this something good happens. So I go to the conference, so there are two founders of the company, and they say, indeed, we would like to talk to you. We have no idea what you're doing for this company after 2 years of your presence here. And we have no clue how we can measure your performance. It's a great feeling when HR people in LinkedIn are maybe not that foolish after all, and then they say that everything you touch becomes better. We like it, so go on like that. We want to give you a rise of the salary. Well, quite unexpected, but I still have this aftertaste. So it's great to have my better salary. I do web design and interface design and all that. So this aftertaste is still lingering. And I would like to see how the efficiency of design can be measured with the products, with the projects you attend to. And people go to Google, and Mr. Google gets you a great bunch of answers saying, yes, waste your money on design, everything is going to be cool, great. The more you spend, the cooler it will get. So spend on design. So you should get some rewards, but awards. But if you spend on design, you'll develop, you'll promote a product, you'll get rich and all that. But there's this difficulty. Next week I'm going to have 6 designers, 22 of them at my annual course with a projector. So I have to say what's good and what's bad, and how we can understand whether the performance is good and whether the student is getting better. So I can use the rights of a mentor and can say that you're a good designer and you are a worst designer, but this is far from being true. And to me it's not so relevant. I work with a figure crazy company, measurement crazy company. I would like to do it without any PowerPoint presentation, but to see what design is with the vertically integrated structure. You have a position, and how strange it might sound, it means that you have to refrain from certain things, and you have the to-do list, and it is very easy to check the performance. If you are on schedule, you're a good one. If you're not so good. But what should you do if you have a transnational or multinational team? You're a team player. You cannot say, yes, our product is not flying, we fucked up, but look at me, look at my being beautiful. It's a team play, it's a team game. You have to play the ball, and you have to roll the ball. and you have to influence the user experience, UX, and you have to provide the money. There's another thing, responsibility for the result, for the outcome. So what should designers do for the product company? They have to do to make things better. Whatever they touch, it should get better. Product-wise, it's earning more money. And however material it might sound, you cannot really sustain on enthusiasm. After 2 months, I'm losing my weight, but it's great. But I want to eat. So product-wise, it's to earn some money with your products. And I am asking my students on a regular basis. I'm asking this question. They used to be afraid. Now they are used to it. How your last week performance can give more opportunities to make some money for the company. When I asked them for the first time in the audience, there was not just deadly silence. They had some internet task. They wouldn't raise their eyes. So, like at school, who is going to the board? Nobody. No, but not me. And designers should make some money. So there are three things where designers can help making money for the product. First, you have to engage in the first contact and the true UX. So engagement, advertising. Advertising everybody needs. If you're not a monopolist, if you are not deficient, you're not popular. Even Google needs advertising. They do. Of course, in the developed countries, they have TV ads because they have to compete with other players. Designers, and that they make the banners. You remember them. I cannot ask you to raise hands. I won't see any hands in this darkness, but I can see and hear the sighs. Did you do banners? Yes, yes, yes. Yes, the flashlights, and I hated it. It's hateful. But then they said, Denis, just imagine that with those banners you can address millions of people and say one very important thing. You're doing good things. You're making good products for the betterment of their life. So you're addressing the millions, and that's the way to do that with the banners. So designers make banners. Why? For the millions of people to come to us, to give us their money, to register, to download, and so forth. How can we check it? Let's make an experiment. I will show you the 4 videos at the same time, and you try to pick up the best one. You're good designers, you know the thing. Another round, please. It's not every day that we get the opportunity, not just that. So I voted for the cat. You know, cats. I'm sure. Right. Enough is enough. You're already set up. So cats are better, always better. How can we check the quality? There's one way. We have to launch it, not on the national scale. The 2 columns, you can see the best one and the worst one. You've seen them both. Which of them could be great and which one was the rock bottom? You are in favor of the cats. I'm not going to tell you. The only way to check the ad to the commercial, it's good to measure creativity with Google. It's nightmare of creative agencies when in figures we can measure your ideas and say which is best, which advertising will be memorable, which which is best for loyalty and memorability, brand loyalty that is, and which one will crop up in one's head when you have to buy. You decide to buy, and we can measure many things. Measurements are great. So, if you're interested, you can do that through Google. So, what should they do if they're not in advertising but have to somehow engage and attract virality and the things that attract many people at a much cheaper basis, so cost effective? This is something that catches you, attracts you. There's a hook in it, and that should be attractive enough about advertising. The first contact, the front office. I have done this a lot, but this is our first. This is about subscription or up to giving the money, giving you the card number, and the designers they are quite light-hearted about that, but in fact, this is the first and the only opportunity to address the 100%. So landing is the first conversion measured. For the second time, very few people will come back. So the landing is very important, and it is very important for the amount of money you're going to make. This is about values. You give them promises, make promises. You then compare that with the money that you can promise, and the context, the details where they hide their money, the time that they can dedicate, donate. If you're a good designer and your promise is good, the word is good, remember the interviews. So if you know how to promise, and this is better than they expect, you win. There are things landing. Landing, by landing I mean any first thing you see at the site. It's not a page necessarily. It can be a product, a an app store. It's more than one request. If we ask for 10 things, they will swallow one. Like there's this offer notion. We offer at trade. If you give me your email, I'll give you some valuable information. You give me money, I will give you a discount for an app. Another, well, the values. If you cannot work with the values, you are a so-so designer. And so read the book. And then when you have caught the fish, and then the UX starts, and we start keeping our promises, delivering. And delivering is expensive, and making products is expensive, and designers should prove that the solution, the idea, is good enough to be developed and deserves to be developed. And people who are not designers think that we design beautiful things, and if we look retrospectively, the solutions that were sold best, they're the simplest, they're most streamlined, and you cannot see all the work, the difficult work behind that to come up with this seemingly easy solution. This is not about beautiful things. This is about evidence-based things, and we can prove that and provide evidence. Present evidence. This is protocol. This is standardized. In yellow, you can see what we use. So Lunue, the peach color, the raspberry color. This is something that is used at projector by our students. It's not difficult. I will prove it to you, and you should not look for any excuses. This this is the lab. You cannot avoid this. This is not $2. This is $5. We have the this very great tripod, and then you use the protocol and check it. And there are many unobvious things. If you don't do that, it is all tested with our associates and our users, and this is for free, for free, for free. And you can also ask your people, how is it? How is it? But you have the audience and you can address it and ask about some things. And you do the design for the people and you never talk to them. There are some people, other people, don't raise your hands, who never talk to the people they designed for. Well, it should be on your consciousness. But my students, as guinea pigs, they can't approach them on Facebook. I need assistance. I would like to talk to the people for 30 minutes, for 1 hour, eye to eye, whatever, at work, at the office. So you have to go to the people. You're working for the people. You should talk to them, and there is a whole set of people who do not believe in talking to people. They make their products based on figures. I worked with such people. It's great. In this test, they see some kind of a trick. Let's get the market feedback. They say, good, let's do it. But how can we say whether it's okay or not? I wanted to lecture you on economics of the product, but let's have a few. You should know two things about your products: conversion for the first sale, for the first purchase, when you exchange for the first time. How many people had the exchange? And then they pay for the second time. It's very important. The first conversion, we talked about lending, tells us about how you make promises. And the second one is about how you can keep promises or deliver. And the first and the second conversion are about the amount of money that you can make. If you can see that the curve goes up, it's great, everything is all right, it's flying. It would fly. If it goes down, it probably won't fly. And what happens if you have problems? We panic. It's natural, it's my favorite reaction. And then you get all those ideas. Let's redesign. And on numerous occasions I've seen that you play with this, you beat it to death, and you have to redesign again. So have you seen a successful redesign? I can see very few hands, and this is true. There are very few successful redesigns. You can use this just one little finger to count them. You have to get the fetch. You can say we need no designers have problems with the ideas. Brainstorming is their thing, and you can do anything, think of anything in this world, but the features do not save you. If you have an advertising man with a great skill to convince people, persuasion, let's have great marketing, people just don't understand what they really need. Let's press them with the ads. But sometimes it does work, but let's see the problems, let's see the pitfalls. It's a good idea. So for products, you can find that in one of the quadrants: communication, service, brand, product. Yes, the fifth one is economics, but if the economics is bad, then you are in real trouble. and 90% of startups, because of the economics, die. Sorry, at this stage. There's no room for this market. This is all economics. We have to skip that and concentrate on the big ones. So communication problems are easy to check for the people who saw your advertising. That's somebody who came to you. 3 simple questions. Have you seen it? Yes. What was advertised? What do you remember? If people have problems with the answers, a great number of people have problems with the answers, that means you'll be surprised. It happens very often. Then congrats, you have a problem with communication, and easy to solve. The problem is this: you promise things that cannot be delivered. People misunderstood you, and you are annoying. So you can solve that. No study can tell you that stupid advertising does not work. There are many studies that show that intellectual, sophisticated advertising does not work. Be easy, streamline. Speak slow, speak simple. And perhaps people don't like you. They use it, but they don't. They use you, but they don't like you. How come? How come, you ask? You pay for the utilities, for the beautification. Are you happy with the beautification? Are you happy with the bills? And the same thing, people pay you, but they don't like the service that is provided. And how can you solve this? There's this loyalty index. You've seen those questions from 0 to 10. Would you recommend our service, our company to your friends? And 0, never. And the second question: what's the reason? What's the cause? It's very easy to measure NPS. $49 per month, or with your programmer you can make it form within 10 minutes. And if you understand that NPS is at 0 or in the negative, you are not liked. Maybe you are hated, but they can go on using you. But there's a problem that prevents you from making some money. But this is solvable, this is doable, and that's how we do it at Loon. The first date. How should you behave as a boy? At the first day, you have to listen much, put great questions for her to talk, to keep talking. The same thing. Do you like our card, the mobile version? Do you like it? Aren't we? We should not be a nuisance, but we should be targeted. This is not just about the bugs, it's about the rapport. And you should see that your opinion is valued, and you can use this form. Maybe you can have some ideas delivered through the chat. People from Petless said that team support is used by everyone by once in a month. You talk to the people who use your product and tell you about their problems. That gets down to earth. There are many things that you get to know, to learn. Perhaps there's a problem with your with the problems. So where would you do that, at Loon or elsewhere? So the UX should be full of wow functions, and we use the drones and we use the virtual reality and make this virtual trip to the place that you're going to. Have you seen about LTV? Right. If you haven't heard, please Google it. Lifetime value. It's how much you can make. Designers have to sell more frequently, to sell at a high price. I'm a designer, you say, but you are a person who creates conditions for the consumers to need, to crave, to desire. You are designing desire. You are a seller. You're a vendor. Perhaps you have problems with monetizing, and there you have some problems. In LinkedIn, somebody said that he was service designer, not product designer. And this is hyper next. There are too many product designers. We need service designers, and the best difficulty is when you ask service designers, you have a problem with customer success. Your customers are not happy. What features you have to develop? Part of my group, it's an exercise. They're trying to deconstruct the product in features. Model Kano. It's mind-blowing, and it's about things that you should do, you should throw away and compete with. There are some products that can provide UX in a unique way. And how they compete? How do they compete? Are there structures, different teams? You see the products and the number of ways to make money if it's a legal way. There are very few of them available with the business models. Well, it's one book and you cannot publish another one. It's all squeezed in. One book is enough. So the teams have to compete with two people, competencies and speed. Competencies are the things where you have to be experienced. That's my checklist for the designers. Service designers should not just participate in economics, but have to know everything about things that are mentioned here. This is competence. Speed is not less important. That's why is it important? The value of your team, just the payroll. What's the cost? $10,000, let's say. It's not a bad team by our standards. The number of releases, how many of them, how often? Once in 3 months, once in a quarter. So the cost of one solution is 30,000. You lose, you win, but first you spend. So the same team, but you release every day. You release every day 23, so it's $500, and the mistake is $500. Which product is a better survivor at 30,000 or 500? According to economics, it's 500, and every day having a release, it's a dream, just a dream, but a release, but the speed when you find the problem, generate the hypothesis, check it, and air it, and the thing you forget about making it up, this feature, and then throwing it away if it doesn't fly or it is obsolete. Good designers, they have broad conference, the shaped person. Remember, that means that you have one discipline, one specialty, and some other additional. It's it's M-shaped person. And you have to use sociology, social science, and economics. You can know people and know money. You have to be evidence-based because design is evidence-based. And you use different solutions for production. You can evaluate your result in figures. You understand how important it is to be quick, to be speedy. How can we get through this? You have to work for the product using the money of your employer. You exercise, you get trained. That was the old story. Now Projector has a very good annual curriculum and courses. And another tool for managers. You come to in September, you leave in August, and 12 times you actually make a vote. and visual communications professor. This school, Sasha Drigup, decided to have it 3 times a week. I wouldn't agree to that for a week, it's all right, but for a year it's really disastrous. Still, it's happening, and that's our kitchen, and we have it on Facebook, and we share the secrets, the digits, and sometimes have a lottery for KRUPA tickets. Thank you very much. Now you can put questions to Denis, and to all the speakers you can put questions. Unfortunately, we haven't got much time, so 5 to 10 minutes. If you're late, come. We're a projector, we're a community, and all the speakers here are superhumans. Still, they are alive, live and kicking. That's where you love. Well, so questions now, right? Great. So, in the darkness, but we have a projector, what is called a projector in Russian. So don't ask us about the logo. The logo, it's untouchable. Internet market specialist, marketologist. What analytical instruments, in addition to Google Analytics and Google Optimize, do you use? Thank you. We are digital bird analytic, then through the app and unsampled data, and then we process them. We do it in Excel or Google Spreadsheet. If you need something different, our analysts do their own software. And with visualization, we do not use that. You lose some data. You cannot make decisions looking at beautiful graphs. You have to use raw data instead. Thank you. I can't see anything. It's a great room from that point of view. That's it, I suppose.